I rock up to my place and I see this and I just think, God, I'm an idiot. Just look at that. I don't think you guys truly understand how far this comes out. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, hey guys, so I'm back from holidays and this just had to be done. It just had to be. Honestly, I was over it. I was sick of it. I was getting annoyed. It's just the last straw. Like, I'm sorry, but this just has to be done. Okay, so obviously that takes way too long to start. That is not a reliable start. I thought I got it good, but obviously I didn't. I've done a lot of tuning research. Currently it's running a Mega Squirt plug and play, like the OG Mega Squirt 1 DIY plug and play. Yeah, I did a lot of tuning research, did a bit of a tuning course, and look, I got the car a lot better than it was when I first bought it. It normally starts a lot quicker than that, but it has been like over a week since I tried to start it. But in saying that, that is not okay to me. And look, I just got a bit over Mega Squirt. I'm not a tuner, I'm a mechanic, I'm not a tuner. So today we are going to be converting the car back to the stock ECU. This car was a NA6 and it has been 1.8 swap. But when you do a 1.8 swap, there are things you have to retain. And there are things you have to swap, and there are things that you have to modify, and blah, 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 right? So when the owner of this car did the swap, he was going to go turbo. So there was things that he did not have to retain, because going turbo, obviously you're going to go aftermarket ECU, which means you don't need those things, right? So he kept the 1.8 throttle body and IAT and TPS, kept the 1.6 water housing, like, yeah. So today we have a bunch of parts here. So I'm literally just going to be finishing the 1.8 swap in hopes that then I can completely run this car on the stock ECU and it's going to run exactly how I want it to. Because at its current point, it is an NA stock motor. It does not have any reason, there is no reason to be running on a aftermarket ECU. Like, maybe there is for you, but for me personally, I'm not going to be plugging in my laptop every track day and adjusting fuel and spark. Like, I'm not going to do that with this car. So the goal is to get it back on the stock ECU. Now, I've got to do that. I've got a throttle plate for the 1.6 throttle to fit. I have a 1.6 throttle body. Make that fit. I also have some blue NA6 injectors. Now, supposedly with this swap, if you take blue NA6 injectors and throw them in, then it fixes a bit of the fueling issues. And I also got a 1.8 thermostat housing, because when you do a 1.8 swap, you use the 1.8 crossover tube, the intake tube. So if you don't have this, then you can't run that intake tube and you have to go aftermarket and it just gets messy. So this requires a bit of effort to install. Obviously you have to take the timing belt off to access this part on the car. So we're not going to be putting this in straight away. What we're going to be doing today is going to be putting the throttle body on, connecting all that up, getting that ready, sorting out a bit of the wiring, because some of that has to change. And we're pretty much just going to try and get the car to run on the stock ECU. Hopefully, hope to God that by the end of this video, the car is running on the stock ECU, and we're just going to get it all like mocked up. We're not going to properly get this all done. Just want to get it running and starting on stock ECU. That is the goal today. Let's do it. Alrighty. That's why my car wasn't running and idling well, is because the idle control valve pin had come out. These throttle body warmers, I can't believe they actually carried over to Australia. Like, most pointless thing ever. So if you didn't know, there's a coolant system that goes through your throttle body on these cars, and you know, a lot of cars actually have them, because in colder countries, the coolant runs through the throttle body to actually keep it from freezing and keep the air from being too cold. So it's a throttle body warmer, and it's the dumbest thing ever. Dumbest thing ever. So alright, I'll take these 4 bolts off. and we'll just hope to God that it's already been drilled, because I don't really want to take the manifold off. Ow. So we got our 1.8 throttle body off. Throttle bodies, look at the differences. This thing is huge. Anyway, so I think so. So that's what I'm looking at. Bear in mind, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I mean, there are 2 holes there that aren't being utilized. I think that could be them. They don't like fully line up though. So it's supposed to sit like that. Okay, so right now, like today, all I'm trying to establish is if I do this, it will work. That's all I want to know. So I'm not going to re-drill those holes today. Instead, I'm going to connect everything as much as I can, and I'm like, yeah, there'll be a little bit of a throttle leak, but I'll connect everything best I can. Probably just with no gaskets, I'll just connect it, and we'll see how we go getting it running. Okay, so we've extended the IAT harness. So now that is all good to go. The next thing we need to do is get the MAF wiring back out and get that plugged in. So I'm probably gonna have to... Okay, I'll get that guard off. I'll get pretty much everything off. Front bar back's going off as well. Right, so right here, I have the MAF wiring. So I will just cut that. So we'll get the 1.8 intake pipe, 1.6 MAF, we'll hook it up, put an AirPod on, and then hopefully it starts. Goes on there. Please start. Ah, good. Ah, good. Alrighty boys, so unfortunately today we have failed at getting this car started. I'm gonna give it one more crank after it's charged for a little bit, so it has good cranking voltage. But yeah, unfortunately there were a lot of shortcuts made when doing this swap that the previous owner made, just because he was going aftermarket ECU, which is exactly what I would have done. It's making it a lot harder to revert it and go for the proper like swap. We're gonna give it one more crank, but that will be the end of this video, guys. I'm a bit defeated, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.